Oxford Street. At the east end of Oxford Street stands the Dominion Theatre. This Grade 2 listed Art Deco performance space is one of the West End's leading theatres, seating over 2,000 people for musicals and high-end shows. It was famous for its 12-year staging of the Queen musical We Will Rock You. But that closed, and now there's about to be a new show in town. In 3 days' time, Michael Flatley's Lord of the Dance Dangerous Games opens. David Pearson is the theatre's general manager.
Competition is very high in the West End between theatres, and there's a whole number of theatres in a very close proximity. So we have to keep on top.
And they're banking on Lord of the Dance keeping them there. But for the show to go on, it needs a set.
Bringing Lord of the Dance into the Dominion is a challenge. Michael Flatley and all his creative team are perfectionists in what they do.
And meeting their expectations is the job of Sasha Kieros and his 20-strong stage crew. They're the behind-the-scenes guys, literally without whom no show could go ahead.
Every single member of the team has to be at the top of their game to make sure this show works, make sure it opens on time, and make sure it's safe for everybody concerned.
Today, it's the most important job for the stage team, the load-in.
So we start with a completely empty stage at the moment, and then by the end of the day we need to be in a position where we can start rehearsals tomorrow for the opening night on Friday night.
It's a big day for Sasha and his team, and with the first consignment of the load-in at the stage door, they can get started.
I think your video wall's turned up.
The team start unloading the trucks.
No one ever likes seeing a full truck. All systems go, this truck will be empty in 45 minutes.
The set is to be made up of a giant video screen covering the width of the stage. It will hang from a specially designed metal truss, which the team assemble.
This will go up on some motors, and the first row of screens will go on. This bit's probably the most time-consuming. I won't say it's the hardest bit, but as you can see, I'm perspiring a bit.
The truss will sit in the rafters.
Going up, just saying.
To get it up where it needs to be, electric winches must be assembled above the stage. And that's the job of Ben Love.
We're off to the roof. We're off to the grid. Upstairs to put some points in. AKA electric hoists. So that the people downstairs can lift stuff up and I can go home. Cheers, lover!
Despite its high-tech nature, much of the work of the stagehands comes down to toil, sweat, and a dollop of elbow grease.
Is that the next one? Yeah, I got you, lover.
Despite his job, Ben's no fan of Irish dancing.
Not really my bag. Just a load of people tap dancing.
Lord of the Dance is on for 6 months, and the video wall will hang there throughout the run, which means Ben can't afford any mistakes.
Yeah, close enough. You're installing stuff which is hanging tons of stuff over people's heads. So if you don't do your job properly or don't have any pride in your work, then frankly you shouldn't be here. If you shouldn't be here, you might end up killing someone. And neither is an acceptable outcome.
While Ben's winch is almost ready to raise the truss, other stagehands move on to the all-important video wall. These LED screens will be joined together in rows to create the huge stage-wide screen.
The first row is always a bit slow. Once we get the first row up and it's all in line, then
Should be faster.
every row after that is much faster.
Half an hour.
Half an hour?
And this one is ready, we can start with the other one.
Brilliant.
But while the video wall is taking shape nicely, the same can't be said for other key parts of the set. Another truck due this afternoon is yet to arrive.
The truck is running late.
Really?
I know, the irony of it all.
Right.
What's left on the truck?
Costumes.
Set. Deck.
Deck.
More deck for that.
I see a lot of crews standing around and it's just a little bit frustrating knowing that we're paying them quite a lot of money to stand there and do nothing.
Later, the deck arrives way behind schedule.
5 hours.
can they get the stage ready, and will it meet the exacting standards of the Lord of the Dance himself? At the Dominion Theatre, the stage crew are awaiting a truck with more of the Lord of the Dance set. It's now 4 hours late, and they can't move on until it arrives.
I see a lot of crews standing around. It's just a little bit frustrating knowing that we're paying them quite a lot of money to stand there and do nothing.
Gonna turn up on the door any second.
Oh, success. Copy that. We're on our way.
At 6:30 p.m, 2 hours before they were meant to finish, it finally shows up.
5 hours. 4 hours. I'm doing him a disservice. It was due at 2:30. Never mind.
The crew swing into action once again.
Last one was all the way back to the doors, so this is only about 3/4 full.
Can you just help get everything off the stage floor? Yes, please. Thank you very much.
One of the biggest challenges for the team is the stage floor. In its usual form, it has a slight slope, but that's no good for Irish dancing, which involves heavy footwork and a need for the audience to see the feet moving. So the team are having to install a special surface to make it flat. But despite their hard work, Sasha's going to have to face the fact that it will now be too late to get it all ready in time for tomorrow's rehearsals. He calls it a day, still confident he'll have Michael Flatley dancing tomorrow.
It started off really well, but unfortunately we got to a point where the truck was just delayed and delayed and delayed. It's nobody's fault, it's London traffic, that's the way it is, that's the way these things happen.
The next day, the team are up and working bright and early, and there are plenty of jobs to keep them busy.
Yeah, we're getting there. I hope.
The video screen's up and being tested. But by going into a second day, the team are now having to work around rehearsals.
How's that lot, Richie? Good.
Definitely near the finish line now, and it's a relief. Another hour's worth of finishing off the last bits, and we should be able to get fully into the rehearsal process.
And with the finishing touches completed, Sasha and his team have finally got there.
Look at that, it's a stage. When did that happen? When did that happen?
Dress rehearsals for the West End's latest mega show can get fully underway. And just in time for none other than the Lord of the Dance himself, Michael Flatley has arrived.
Mr. Flatley's here and he seems happy. He's a man of exacting standards, and it's great that he's walked on stage and he hasn't had any major complaints and any major problems. It looks fantastic. It's all done. I'm very, very pleased about it all.
And with that, the Lord of the Dance is finally ready to strut its stuff on Oxford Street.